Roller derby is played in increments called jams. Each jam lasts up to 2 minutes. Both teams field up to 5 skaters at the start of the jam. 4 of these skaters are called blockers, and 1 is called the jammer. The jammer wears a helmet cover with a star on it and scores points for the team. The blockers are playing both offense and defense at the same time, and together they make up what is called the pack. The 2 jammers start each jam behind the pack and must get through all of these skaters for an initial pass before they can begin to score points. When the initial pass is complete, a jammer can score 1 point for every opponent they pass with their hips. The first jammer out of the pack legally is declared lead jammer, which means they can end the jam anytime they want before the 2 minutes are up. Sounds easy, right?
My name is Layla Smackdown. My pronouns are she, her. I am an Aries sun, a Libra moon, and a Virgo rising. And I am so happy to welcome you tonight to the beautiful hangar here at Oaks Amusement Park, home of the world champion Rose City Rollers. Now, friends that have been with us for years, friends that are new to us tonight, we are so thrilled to put on an amazing game for you. We are going to be watching the fantastic High Rollers facing off against the current season undefeated team, the Heartless Heathers. Now, I know we have a lot of new people in the audience tonight. I see by your stickers. I want you to not be shy about turning to your nearest neighbor and saying, hey, so what's going on out there? Because if there's one thing you didn't already know about people who love roller derby, woo, do we love talking about roller derby. So don't be shy. Keep your ears open, relax your eyes, and we are going to let the games begin. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Joining me on the microphone is none other than Puns and Roses. And Puns, who do you have to tell us about this evening?
Good evening. Introducing in the green and the gold, it's the High Rollers! Wearing 00 Coda. Number 10, Smash Tag. 117, Sham Rocket. Wearing number 16, Harley. 182, Link. Wearing number 28, Minstrel Psycho. Number 31, your captain, Kid Vicious. Wearing number 33, Grim Carey. 343 is Trinity. Wearing number 360, Big Bang Fury. 377, Lex Sanguination. Number 48 is Brute. Wearing number 51, Coupe de Gras. Number 76, Annabelle. Wearing number 79, Little Regulator. wearing 888 Lady Painicorn, wearing 911 Mayday OG, and finally, last but never least, number 94 Witch Slap. Put your hands together for the High Rollers.
Well, they're as cold as ice, unwilling to sacrifice. They are the Heartless Heathers. Number 00 on a roll. Number 104, Mayday. Number 1313, a Tatty Monster. Number 143, Lily Valentine. Number 163, Malicious Intentions. Number 26, Nacho Lucky Day. Number 340, Bunny Thunders. Number 501, Bratmobile. Number 7, Kassassin. Number 70, Freddie Her Fury. Number 8, Sassy. And number 88, Bell Ringer. Give it up for the Heartless Heathers.
Good evening and welcome to our game of the Heartless Heathers and the High Rollers. My name is Dr. Noms and I am going to be your solo stream announcer this evening. If you're listening at home, go ahead and let me know who you're cheering for, team or skater. I'd love to give a shout out, maybe have a little bit of a stream conversation. And this is just going to be a fun night. It is, it's not horoscope night, it is Zodiac night here in the hangar. So you may be able to see some people dressed up kind of fun, especially Stan over there on the Heathers bench. Although Stan always looks nice, so it might not be a Zodiac night thing for them.
The two skaters behind that Jam
And so there's our whistle here in Jam 1 where we've got Bonnie Thunders up against Sham Rocket. Heather's playing with a very, very light roster this evening, only 12 skaters, with 2 wearing the jammer caps. Bonnie through for lead. Sham Rocket sent to the penalty box with our first penalty of the evening. It's going to leave Bonnie in a power jam. Bonnie through, putting the first 4 points on the board. Sham Rocket was sitting for a cut track. Bonnie working their way through the pack one more time. High Rollers doing a really good job, Bang and Coop up at the top of the pack, of slowing Bonnie down. Sham Rocket standing in that Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box. Bonnie through for 4, while Sham Rocket's back on the track. Sham Rocket through on initial at this point. Bonnie's probably going to be calling it here any moment. There it is. There's the call. Picking up 3, not quite able to get around Brute, but first points on the board of the game, holding the High Rollers scoreless in Jam 1. Hopefully y'all are enjoying, if you're Portland local, enjoying the nice weather that we've had today. I have no internet on my chat board, so if you're talking to me, I don't know what's happening. Harley jamming for the High Rollers, lead over the Heathers, Kassassin. Kassassin, they're stuck behind Coda and company. Harley through, putting 4 on the board for the High Rollers. I think it's going to be a pretty fun game this evening. But who am I kidding? It's always a fun game. Kassassin with the star off at this point. Is it going to be a star pass? Nope, just a star stash. So Harley through, picking up another 4, calling it off. I think that 8 on the board for the team in green is going to be it. But 8-11. Bonnie back on the line. Up against Trinity, I believe. This is really going to be a test of Heather's endurance this evening. So Trinity quickly to the top of the pack, stuck behind pivot number 26. That is Nacho Lucky Day, of course. Bonnie Thunder is able to get out and get lead ahead of Trinity. Trinity being sent to the penalty box on a cut. Bonnie Thunder's also with a cut, however, so we'll do the jammer swap. Nobody will spend more than a couple of seconds there in that penalty box. Bonnie already back out on the track, same with Trinity. So there will be no lead jammer this jam. Everybody's bunched up there in front of the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box. Bonnie was able to get through, pick up 4. Heather's doing a great job of keeping Trinity from moving through on an initial pass. Bang and Lady Painicorn, along with Smash Tag, holding it down in the back of the pack there. Heather's looking for a little bit of help from Toddy Munster. Bonnie taking another run at the pack here after being hit out. Trinity recycled once again to the top of turn 3-4 there. High Rollers really doing a great job of resisting any sort of offensive work there from the Heathers and keeping Bonnie pretty much in place. Bonnie's only been able to put 8 on the board so far, although Trinity has yet to finish a initial pass. There we go. There's the call off. 12 points total on the board for Heathers that jam. I would like to say a thank you to Two Towns Cider House. Damn fine cider made right here in the Pacific Northwest. On a roll, able to get lead jammer for the Heathers. Lex Sanguination jamming for the High Rollers. Cap is off for Lex. Lily Valentine doing an excellent job of keeping Lex at the back of the pack. On a roll through, picking up 4. Lily holding Lex at the top of turn 1. Lex looking for the pivot. Lex pushing hard and just sort of finding a Heather no matter which way she goes. Currently, it's number 163, Malicious Intentions. Ooh, and finding Lily once again at the top of the pack. On a caught at the back. Against Kid Vicious and company. We do have a star pass on the High Rollers from Lex Sanguination to Kid Vicious. And the jam is called off. Up on that Jam on Hawthorne jammer line next, we've got Witch Slap. Witch Slap up against Kassassin. Everybody jostling for position.
Kassassin donning the star for the Heathers up against Witch Slap.
Witch Slap able to get lead jammer for the high rollers over Kassassin. Kassassin able to find an opening on the inside line and goes for it. Witch Slap also able to find a line, spinning around Toddy. Since I have no internet on my computer in front of me, I'm just going to open up my trusty dusty phone here so that I can see what's going on in the chat. Hello, Aqua Tofana, Christina, and Uli. Lily does go hard. There was never a truer statement. Witch Slap recycled to the back, coming back around, hoping to get through. Coop setting up the bridge, being forced to push forward, but now, since Kassassin is out, I was hopeful they were going to run back and give some vicious offense, but it's not happening. That's okay. Appreciate all of you spending your evening with us this evening. I'd like to say thank you to Porque No Taqueria, the sunniest place in Portland, and voted the best tacos and Mexican food in PDX. Porque No, Porque yes. I have not been to Porque No in, ooh gosh, it's had to have been years. Maybe I need to make a trip down there next week. Shamrocket and Bonnie Thunders, meanwhile, facing off on that Jam on Hawthorne jammer line. No lead jammer yet, but you know what? It's only been like 15 seconds. Bonnie quickly moving at the top of the pack. Mayday is the last to beat. Bonnie threw lead jammer to the high rollers. Sorry, to the Heathers. I was paying attention to something else. Shamrocket with the cap off, able to get through. Beautiful job by everybody on the high rollers there to send Bonnie to the inside and call it off. That was mostly courtesy of number 79, Little Regs.
That 50-50 raffle has plateaued. I want to see a much bigger than that for you to go home with. Put your hands in the air if you want the raffle sellers to make their way to you. You get to take home half of that.
Okay, getting ready here for our next jam. And we've got Kassassin and Harley. Harley quickly to the front, spinning around one final blocker through lead. Just kidding, not lead jammer for Harley because that was a no pass, no penalty. No earned pass, I think is the new phrase. There we go, 4 points on the board, no lead jammer yet. I do believe Kassassin still has a chance for it. Kassassin with the star off, beautiful Zoom Room apex jump by Harley, picking up quick 4 points for the high rollers. Oh, sounds like we've got some penalties back there in the back corner. Harley getting a cut track. So that's going to leave Kassassin in a power jam for the next 30 seconds. Charlene, so happy to have you here, cheering for malicious intentions on the Heathers. Mel, one of our favorite players. Harley standing in the box. Toddy headed to the box now on a forearm. High rollers managing to force Kassassin out there at turn 3, a long drawback to the bench. Harley out of the penalty box, back onto the track, picking up a quick 4. Harley, an amazing skater that came up from juniors. This is their first home team season. Unfortunately, going back to the box on another cut track. Yes, Christine, Harley's looking so good this game. I feel like I haven't seen a High Rollers game in a while. I think I was out of town for the last set of home team games. So it's nice to see how well people have gotten along and developed so far this season. So Harley is sitting in that Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box, doing some individual therapy. That's going to leave Bonnie Thunders and the Heathers in a power jam. Bonnie doesn't need much, and a power jam is definitely going to help. Coda everywhere that Bonnie wants to be, along with Mayday, OG, and Regs. Excellent job by the Heathers by the High Rollers to kill this Heathers power jam here. Harley standing in the box. Bonnie does get out and gets lead, but Harley already ready to come back out onto the track. Let's go, Lily. That's my girl. Lily's amazing. I got to watch Lily skate a lot during the No Borders tournament, and that was a lot of fun. Oh, I'm hearing a bunch of whistles down there. Looks like we had an illegal contact on somebody there at the whistle. I'm not sure who's going to go take a seat for that. Oh, Mayday is going to take a seat for that. Lily Valentine also sitting in that Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box, but not for long. Those jumpy, aged-up juniors. Yes, the youth with their amazing speed and apex jumps. I'd like to extend to say thank you to Buffalo Gap Saloon and Eatery, John's Landing's favorite eatery and saloon. Thank you so much for being our sponsors. Meanwhile, while I was saying that, we have Freddie Herfury jamming for the Heathers up against Trinity. Freddie Herfury headed to the penalty box on it used to be a misconduct. I don't think it's a misconduct anymore. Or maybe it isn't a misconduct and not an insubordination. Somebody in the chat tell me, what is a G? What is a G penalty? I've lost my sheet. It is a misconduct, including insubordination. So they've just been rolled into one thing. Although it's interesting to get one as a standalone penalty. I wish I had been down on the track. Trinity has put 4 on the board so far. Freddie has not completed an initial pass. Freddie coming out of the box to find smash tag and bang. Bang, that's going to be, oh, it's a forearm. I thought it was a back block from my angle. G's misconduct. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. Everybody's locked down in turn 2. Trinity was able to get through. A big hit by Lily Valentine there while I was watching what was going on with Trinity. Trinity is now through, picking up another 4. Freddie has completed an initial pass. Freddie finding a wide open lane on the inside, skating through with ease. Bang clearing a lane where there wasn't previously one for Trinity. Nice job. 12 points fully on the board for the High Rollers for that jam. 4 for the Heathers. And we've got a very close game so far at 58-42 with just under 14 minutes on the board. So many penalties. I don't know. Is 18 a lot of penalties for the first 16 minutes of the game? It is. You are correct. That is a lot of penalties. They're very evenly spaced out, though. Nobody's sitting at more than 2. Kassassin and Lex Sanguination both wearing the stars. Lex Sanguination up at the top of the pack ahead of Kassassin. I hear a whistle. Lily Valentine coming through, looking to back up that pod at the front. Oh, that was Kassassin with a penalty. That's going to leave Lex in a power jam. Now everybody's bunched up in turn 3. Lex looking for some offensive help. It's really going to be getting Lily out of the way, I feel like. Lily is a pack unto herself in the best way possible. I would be terrified to skate against Lily, but that's why I'm an announcer. So Lex, I think, thought that she was in the clear, but the Heathers have been able to reform around Lex. Lex calling for some offensive help from everybody, but I think Grim especially is down in there. And number 31, Kid Vicious. Lots of hitting happening down there between turn 2 and turn 3 in the backstretch. We still have no lead jammer with 1:40 into the jam. I don't think we're going to get a lead jammer, honestly. That is that's Bratmobile, hoping to open that High Rollers pack up or pod up, and High Rollers are just not going anywhere. There is the end of the jam, and we have no initial pass by either jammer. Ooh, it is rare that you see that at this level of roller derby. Ooh, amazing. I want to take a second to say thank you to Black Cat Plumbing, your local neighborhood plumbing company and proud sponsor of RCR since forever. We have a timeout on the High Rollers bench, and you know what? That means it is a perfect time to support Roller Rally. So Roller Rally is our annual juniors program fundraiser, and it kicks off today, and we need your help hitting our goal. Our junior program includes almost 200 youth skaters aged 7 to 17 who are some of the strongest, most talented young athletes here in Portland. Help us keep roller derby accessible and support Roller Rally today by texting ROLLER25, that's ROLLER25, to 44321, or by visiting rosecityrollers.com/rollerrally. We appreciate your support, and any amount given to Roller Rally really does go to help support our juniors programming. And in case you didn't know, or if you're interested, we have a huge juniors tournament that is starting tomorrow. Going to be a lot of fun. Again, looking at some of that amazing Pacific Northwest talent. That is part of our adult, now part of our adult teams. So Harley and several other skaters are aged up juniors, and man, they came into the adult home team season fully prepared because of the work that they've done on juniors. Getting back to the game, we've got Bonnie Thunders up against Witch Slap. Bonnie Thunders does get lead jammer for the Heathers. Witch Slap through on a star stash. Bonnie coming back around, looking to put some quick points on the board. Witch Slap only about 20 feet behind at this point. Bonnie getting the signal to go ahead and call it. The Heathers do pick up 3, and we managed to hold the High Rollers scoreless this jam. The offense in this game is great, Aqua Tofana. It's amazing. I mean, the defense is doing not a bad job either, but the offense for sure. I'd like to say thank you to Jam on Hawthorne for sponsoring our Jam Line. The Jam on Hawthorne is brought to you by, the Jam Line is brought to you by the Jam on Hawthorne, Portland's best vegan-friendly, booze-friendly, kid-friendly, omnivorous-friendly, everybody-friendly breakfast. On a Roll and Shamrocket jamming here in Jam 12 of period 1 with 10 minutes left on the clock. We have a high block being called on a Roll. That is going to leave Shamrocket in a power jam for the team in green. Pack starts moving a little bit. Looks like everybody, again, Lily Valentine up at the top of the pack. Shamrocket able to turn the afterburners on, get through. Lead jammer. That was amazing work by Mayday OG, really. Doing an amazing job opening that offense, or with that offense opening up a path. Lily Valentine once again at the top of the pack is the last to beat. Shamrock able to shake it off through for 4. High Rollers once again set up to offer some offense here. Honor Rolls back on the track, being held at the back of the pack by Annabelle and company. Pack is stretching out a little bit. Oh, Regs getting a penalty there, I believe a multiplayer. But that's okay, because Grim and Annabelle have it completely under control. Honor roll through on initial. Shamrocket trying to pick up some extra points here before having to call it off. There we go. There it is. Honor roll able to pick up all 4 for the Heathers. And that was a 4-8 jam, and Worst had a score of 65-50. I'd like to say thank you to Two Town Cider House, which is our Star Pass sponsor, and Rebel Heart Therapy, which is our penalty box sponsor. Thank you, both of you. Kassassin and Harley both wearing the stars. Pack moving pretty good right off the line, which was advantage for Kassassin. Kassassin getting lead. So great game so far. We've got about 7.5-ish minutes left in the game. Left in this period. Score of 65-50. As somebody adeptly pointed out in the chat, that was, oh my gosh, I want to say Badger because that's what my glasses are telling me. But we have a lot of penalties. We're up to 22 penalties now. 12 on the 12 on the Heathers and 10 on the High Rollers. Again, everybody in a pretty safe spot, nobody above 10. Penalties are widely spread out and really of all sorts of different flavors. I think track cuts, just looking here, back of the napkin math, track cuts seem to be the most frequent, as they typically are. Oh, good. So we are doing okay here. Harley is small, but has had an amazing transition into adults. Apex and Bean Dips all day. Kyle, you are not wrong. That is absolutely true. She was known for that in juniors, and I am so happy that she's able to continue to do and be so successful in the adults with those same tactics. Coda is my blocking fave, Aqua Tofana. I think Coda's a lot of favorites. I think you're going to have to fight with my daughter for favorites. Everybody's okay. We're back to the track. Everybody's totally fine. I think just a little bonk on the head. Meanwhile, Bonnie Thunders and Trinity both jamming. A bean dip. Bean dips are amazing. Bean dips are when jammers get super low and go under the blockers. I usually see it on the outside, and it's just watch for it. It's really cool when it happens. I'll see if I can call one out. Or somebody else in the chat can even call one out. But bean dips are super, super fun to watch, especially when they're executed very well. Trinity lockdown at the back. I feel like Lily Valentine is out every single jam, but then I have to remember that the Heathers are only playing with 12 skaters. And so it's quite possible that Lily is out every jam. Everybody's in the back straightaway. No lead jammer yet. 50 seconds down in the jam. Which means if Bonnie has not gotten lead jammer, well, Bonnie's taking a seat actually in the penalty box on a high block. It is rare that Bonnie gets penalties. Trinity has gotten through lead jammer for the High Rollers. Bonnie's back out on the track. Coda taking a swing at Bonnie. Bonnie, again, able to shrug it off. Beautiful job there by the High Rollers to pick up all 4 on a Zoom Room Apex jump. It was a Zoom Room dog training apex jump. Zoom Room filling the world with happy, tired dogs. Visit their new Hillsborough location. There we go. Aqua Tofana in with the knowledge. Okay, looks like we've got Kassassin and Lex Sanguination. Lex quick off the line, able to move to the front very quickly. Big Bang Fury trying to offer some offensive help, but having to reform real quick into that pod in order to stop Kassassin from getting out. Coop now with the offensive help for Lex. Heather's not really being bossed around very much, though. That is Toddy Munster and Nacho Lucky Day back there. Oh, that is a beautiful job there to hit Bratmobile out. Lex Sanguination is lead jammer. We've got two Heathers taking a seat in that Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box, doing a little bit of group therapy. One of them, unfortunately, is Kassassin, which is going to leave Lex Sanguination in a power jam, and with the high rollers at full strength on the track. Lex able to get through courtesy of Coop. Excellent job. And Lex going ahead and calling the jam off, icing that Heather's jammer. Kassassin in the box. Witch Slap now on that Jam on Hawthorne jam line for the high rollers. And we do have a timeout being called for the for the Heathers. It's the two H teams. It's messing me up. But this timeout brought to you by Welcome to PDX. Timeout's always brought to us by RCR's official realtor, Welcome to PDX. It became an official review. So we've got a little bit of time to sit here and talk to one another while we wait for that official review. I did not see anything that I thought would be official review worthy for the Heathers. What about y'all watching on stream? What did you see that makes you think this might be, or what do you think the Heathers are going for in the official review? Very curious to hear your thoughts. And while I have a second, I'd love to say thank you to 187 Killer Pads, one of our exclusive protective gear sponsors. 187 Killer Pads, often imitated, never duplicated, stick with the best. Well, maybe the official review was just another timeout. Because there's our whistle. Witch Slap once again jamming for the high rollers. While Kassassin just got released from the box. Witch Slap is lead. And Kassassin through on the initial. And that was Grim Carey getting a penalty. Grim Carey got an illegal position. And then number 76, that's Annabelle, also taking a seat there on a cut track. First penalty for Annabelle. So, high rollers now with a distinct pack disadvantage with only two blockers on the track. Those blockers, however, are Smash Tag and Brute, so I have a lot of faith. Smash Tag all the way up at the top of the pack, having to let Bonnie go. And the Heathers are in a power jam with Shamrocket heading to the box on a forearm. So only 5 points between the teams right now with 3 minutes left on the clock. Smash Tag going and taking a seat in the penalty box. I'm waiting for that penalty to pop up. Bonnie coming back around to put more points on the board. Shamrocket now standing in the box. Bonnie taking a look over her shoulder. getting an assessment. And now we've, looks like we've maybe turned the tides. I guess everybody's at equal pack advantage with both of the pivots still in that Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box. Shamrocket threw on initial. Is it going to force Bonnie's call off? It is. Bonnie goes ahead and calls it off after putting 8 on the board this jam. Still only 13 points between these two teams, and if you're a roller derby fan or fanatic, you know that 13 points is absolutely nothing. Yeah, Michael, you're totally true. You're totally right. The official review was used as a timeout. They might as well because it gets replaced in the second period. Bearable, I'm just in my room cheering out loud. Hope neighbors won't judge. And if they do judge, invite them over to watch roller derby with you. And Bling called a misconduct. Thank you. Okay, that official timeout, which was brought to you by RCR's official realtor, has been brought to an end. We do still have 2 in that Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box doing a little bit of group therapy. But we've got Kassassin and Harley both on the track. Harley up at the top of the pack looking for some help from Mayday OG. Kassassin entering the fray. Regs with some beautiful offensive help, not enough to get Harley through. Kassassin lead jammer Heathers. And we have a 2-town cider star pass on the high rollers to Little Regulator. Regs coming back around. There is the call off. Kassassin grabbed 4 very quick points. And we have just over a minute left on the clock. Regs is my derby wife. I like watching her, but I love when she blocks. Footwork and strategy, just phenomenal. I've watched Regs skate for years now, and I would have to agree. And also, how lucky are you to have Regs as your derby wife? Okay, penalty box is clear for what feels like the first time in many jams. So we've got a full strength from both teams on the track, with Bonnie Thunders and Trinity at the helm. Bonnie able to get around, I believe it was Link. But Bonnie Thunders is lead. It was Link. Bang taking a swing at Bonnie. Great job by Brute to make it stick, forcing Bonnie to the outside. Lady Painicorn getting in the way, slowing Bonnie down. Trinity now through on an initial. Bonnie going ahead and calling it off. No timeout called at the end there. So that's going to bring our first period to a close. 15 minutes for intermission. I thought I heard more whistles down on the track. We've got a score of 85-60. As everybody knows, out there in Streamland, anything could still happen in period 2. 16 penalties sitting on the team in blue, 15 sitting on the team in green. 3 is the highest for anybody. I'm Dr. Noms, and I'm going to go grab myself something to eat and something to drink in the 14 minutes that we have left. I hope you will too, and I'll see you back in just a little bit.
Hey folks, did you know that your head is not normal? No one's is. If your helmet size is a small, but your teammate's size is an extra large, wearing the same helmet shell doesn't just look kind of funny. The functionality of the EPS foam and how it disperses impact energy is compromised.
The 888 certified Sweat Saver comes in better shell size options than our leading competitor,
giving you the highest level of protection upon impact. Try for yourself. We've got you.
Welcome back. We are just finishing up our halftime activities here with a little bit of a 50-50 raffle draw. But I am so glad that I get to spend the second half of this amazing game with y'all. Again, if you're down there or out there in Streamland, let me know who you're cheering for, team or skater. I'd love to have a little chit-chat with y'all while I call the second half of this. Looks like we do have a winner for that 50-50 raffle, in case anybody's curious. To give a little recap from our first half, we've got a score of 85 Heartless Heathers to 60 High Rollers. And we do have quite a few penalties on the board. The Heartless Heathers have 16, as you can see, up on the board there. And then the High Rollers have an almost equal competing 15. Everybody's in a good place. 3 is the most penalties that anybody has, and that's really only being claimed by a literal couple of skaters. Where did we end the first half with? I don't know, just kind of fun, right? So 25 points between the teams, which is literally nothing. Heather's only skating 12 skaters tonight, so I'm very curious how the second half is going to go. With the High Rollers with, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 skaters. So I think the Heathers definitely have the endurance to be able to keep this 25-point lead. But I can also see the High Rollers wearing them down here in the second half. Before we get going here too much, I'd like to say thank you to 888, our other exclusive protective gear sponsor. The certified sweat saver, developed, tested, and trusted by the best. And it looks like we're back. Everybody's lining up on that Jam on Hawthorne Jammer line. And we've got Bonnie Thunders facing off against Sham Rocket. There's our whistle. Bonnie Thunders to the top of the pack, but not able to beat Sham Rocket. Sham Rocket is lead jammer for the High Rollers. Bonnie still working there up against Coupe de Gras, Big Bang Fury, and Smash Tag. Bonnie does get through and on initial. Sham Rocket going ahead and calling it off. Does put 2 points on the board for the High Rollers, 0 for the Heathers. And that is how you begin eroding a lead. Going back to my chat section here, there's a couple things I didn't see before we went to our halftime. 76, Aqua Tofana, that's Annabelle. And yes, she gets so low. It is an absolute chef's kiss. And Little Regs is a great human. Meanwhile, Kassassin and Harley both skating. Harley able to get out, lead jammer for the High Rollers. Kassassin looking for some help from Freddie Herfury. Getting it. Kassassin now out on initial. Harley not able to get around anybody before Kassassin re-engages in the pack for points, so calling it off, but still managing to put 2 on the board. And it looks like we've got Bonnie and Trinity, 3-4-0 and 3-4-3. We do have one High Roller sitting in the penalty box. It looks like that is Mayday OG, who went on a cut track. There's our whistle. Nobody really moving off the line. Bang and Coop holding Bonnie pretty, well, I mean, really well. Actually, not pretty well, really well. Everybody really bunched up between the jam and pivot line. Trinity able to make a break for it. Got lead, but then got reabsorbed in the pack. Meanwhile, Bonnie is through on initial and looking to score points. I wonder if Trinity is going to go ahead and call it. Yep. That is exactly what she does. Bang is iced there in that Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box. I believe on a back block. Oh, everybody's excited here because we've got Jammer Anna. Jammer Anna up against Lex Sanguination. Seems like the Heathers might be dipping into some secondary jammers here, which is only going to make things more exciting. Lex Sanguination up at the top of the pack behind Bratmobile, Lily Valentine, and I believe 163 Malicious Intentions. Lily having to let Lex Sanguination go. Anna has the cap off, but does not pass to Pivot Freddie. Instead is recycled back by Kid, Vicious, and Coda. Lex is through for 4. Anna still up at the top of the pack. Beautiful offensive work there by Big Bang Fury to break up that brace of blockers for the Heathers. Lex able to move all the way up to the top of the pack outside of the zone of engagement there. Lex picking up another quick 4, narrowing our score at 85-72. Meanwhile, we have had a 2-town sider star pass to Freddie Her3 on the Heathers. Lex able to get around Mel with the little toe-stop push-off move there. Freddie trying to block Lex. Freddie recycled back by Coda. And now we've got Coda, Bang, and Regs all in the way. Some beautiful offensive help there by Regs to get Lex through. Oh, almost had an inside line, but everybody's favorite Heathers blocker, Lily Valentine, forcing Lex to the inside, not able to make it through, but unfortunately picking up, I think, I thought a penalty, but Lily's going to the bench, so not a penalty. I would like to take 2 seconds to say thank you to Ritual Dyes, Portland's local yarn shop with hand-dyed yarn, tools, and more, owned by a Bud's parent and a Wreckers skater, Woolly Bully. There is Kassassin and Witch Slap. Kassassin just slamming through the High Rollers defense. Witch Slap with the cap off, rolled back by Toddy Munster and company. But that's okay, because Kassassin also getting rolled back by Brute and Link. Big Bang Fury headed to the penalty box on a direction. Neither jammer able to make much of anything right now. Regs coming in with the offense for Witch Slap, trying to make something happen. But that's Nacho saying it's Nacho lucky day. Kassassin through finally for 4. While Nacho does pick up a penalty. A cut track. So we're going to start the next jam. Each team has 1 in the box. So, NBD, and Bang is standing. And we're going to have Shamrocket and Bonnie Thunders jamming. Our in-house announcers getting everybody super hyped. Bonnie, that is Coda and Kid Vicious. Bonnie Thunders picking up a penalty. That is going to be an illegal contact. Bonnie Thunders with 3 penalties this game. I feel like that's slightly unusual for Bonnie. Shamrocket is lead. Shamrocket seeing the a skater 2 coming out. Did Shamrocket? Okay. I was worried that Shamrocket had tripped Atom Splitter, but I don't think that is what happened at all. Shamrocket hit to the outside with a long drawback by Nacho, going ahead and calling the jam off. No points on the board, I don't think. Oh, just kidding. 3 for the High Rollers. And we are down to a 7-point game, 89-82. Bonnie just now standing in the penalty box. That's going to leave Harley in a power jam for something around 10 seconds or less. Very much less. Bonnie Thunder's already back out on the track. Harley has gained lead jammer in that time, though. Beautiful job. Brute smash tag. Coop. All taking shots at Bonnie and keeping Bonnie from getting out on initial. Harley with somebody with a big hit on Harley to the inside. I'm wondering if we'll get a Radical Wheels replay about that. It was enough to get Harley to call it off. Looks like we do have it on replay. If you're watching, Harley trying both sides, not able to make anything happen. Oh, there it is. Gigantic hit to the inside by Sassy. Woo! Enough to call the jam off. Excellent job. Thank you, Radical Wheels, for that amazing, and my production team for that amazing replay. Kassassin and Trinity both wearing the stars this time around. High rollers are coming back, Andrea. I never counted them out. Kassassin lead jammer for the Heathers. Trinity has the star off. High rollers reforming up at the front to keep Kassassin from moving. Coda getting a penalty in there. What did Coda get a penalty for? Multiplayer. Naughty, naughty. It's weird. I have seen so many more multiplayers being called as penalties recently when I feel like I hadn't seen multiplayers called for years and years and years. Beautiful job there by Regs to hold Kassassin for quite a while. Bell Ringer going and taking a seat in the penalty box. Bell Ringer putting on a clinic defensively there for a moment. Kassassin through for another 4. Heathers taking this opportunity to lengthen that split between the two teams. Meanwhile, we have a two-town-sider star pass on the high rollers from Trinity to Regs. Little Regs putting the cap on. That does do what it's supposed to do, which is force the call-off. Heathers just now passing the century mark. We've got 100 for the Heathers to 85 high rollers. 15 points, again, nothing.
Can we please show some love and appreciation for our hardworking referees out there?
Oh, and who do we have down on that Jam on Hawthorne jam line? I'm pretty sure that's a little bit of Freddie Herfury.
We have hardworking skating.
Freddie Herfury up against Lex Sanguination. Freddie Herfury dancing up the inside line. Forced to the inside by smash tag and bang. That gives Lex Sanguination just enough time to get through. Lead jammer high rollers. Coop and smash tag up at the top, holding Freddie Herfury from getting through on initial. Lex Sanguination hit to the outside. Not much of a rollback by Toddy. Just kidding. Everybody roll back. We are back to turn 3, turn 4. There we go. We are all the way back, courtesy of Honor Roll, to the penalty box. Coop, meanwhile, going and taking a seat for the high rollers on an illegal position. I think there was probably a destruction in there, failure to reform, something like that. Smash tag is the GOAT. Of course, Jawbreaker. Smash tag is the GOAT. Freddie Herfury up at the top of the pack, one to beat in that GOAT. Smash tag. Freddie Herfury now out.
Pushing that blocking to its ultimate limits.
Oh, nice pot shot there at the end by Big Bang Fury, sending Freddie Herfury to their knees. And we see Captain or Coach Stan coming out to the middle, but just having a friendly conversation. That is 2 points put up for the Heathers. Oh, I was like, Stan is calling for something. Stan's calling for a timeout. This timeout brought to you by Welcome to PDX, RCR's official realtor. If you want to move to Portland and you're looking for a home to buy so that you can come play roller derby with us, reach out to Deb Counts-Tabor and Welcome to PDX. They will help you find a home. Who else? I feel like I have not taken the time to talk about any of our sponsors, but I'd like to say thank you to Sasquatch HR, who makes nonprofit and small business workplaces better at sasquatchr.org. Also, summer camps. Do you have a kid who would like to do roller derby? Are they ages 7 to 18? Well, we've got Junior Derby Summer Camp registration that is now open. There are 6 weeks of summer camps for, again, ages 7 to 18 and all skill levels. Go to rosecityrollers.com to register for summer camps today. They are an excellent value. And your kid comes home tired every day. Very, very important for the parents out there. Okay, we are back on this Jam on Hawthorne jam line, and we've got Bonnie Thunders jamming for the Heathers up against Witch Slap for the High Rollers. Again, I cannot say enough good things about the High Rollers defense here to hold the Heathers jammers. Lily Valentine came in trying to break that pod up. Not quite able to make anything happen, having to come back and be the brace so that Witch Slap is not able to get through and get lead. Bonnie up at the top of the pack, but stuck behind Regs, Annabelle, and company. Throwing a little Coda, throwing a little Kid Vicious. And that is a mean wall to try and go up against, even for Bonnie Thunders. Bonnie, meanwhile, out lead jammer. Witch Slap still working at the back. Cap is off. Witch Slap hit to the outside by Lily Valentine. And that is Mayday and Malicious Intentions down there as well, rounding out that pod. We have a two-town slider star pass on the high rollers from Witch Slap to Little Regs. Bonnie coming back around, hoping to score at least 1 point before calling it off. Oh, 3 points for the High Rollers, only 1 point for the Heathers on that pass. Super close game. They're the best type of games. If you want to sponsor RCR in 2025, you could have your mission-aligned brand integrated into our vibrant community of skaters, fans, and volunteers. The opportunities are truly endless. Go to www.rosecityrollers.com/our sponsors or email our sponsorship at rosecityrollers.com to learn more. Going back to the track, we have Sham Rocket and Kassassin. Sham Rocket getting lead jammer status over Kassassin. The pack is on the move. Sham Rocket picking up at least, hopefully 1, 2. Able to call it off amidst a very quick moving pack. That brings our score even closer to 107 Heathers, 93 High Rollers. I would like to say thank you to WSL Leadership Coaching. Learn how to transform interpersonal conflict into organizational justice at WSLleadership.com. Thank you for being one of our sponsors. Bonnie Thunders and Trinity both jamming. Bonnie Thunders up to the top, finding Grim, Mayday, OG, and company. We have a forearm being called on Lily Valentine. Anytime Lily goes to the box, that is a loss for the Heathers in a big way. Trinity is lead jammer for the High Rollers. I do not have stats up here, but I want to say that the High Rollers have actually gotten lead jammer more times in this game than the Heathers, which I feel like is not a normal, or is something to be talked about. That jam quickly came to an end after the High Rollers put 4 points on the board. We do have 2 Heathers blockers in that penalty box. And that is Lily Valentine and I believe Malicious Intentions. It is Malicious Intentions' first penalty of the game. It's a forearm. That's going to leave the Heathers with pack disadvantage with Lex Sanguination jamming. Lex Sanguination run back by Nacho Lucky Day. Brute going and taking a seat. Kassassin trying to juke around to the outside, finding Coop and smash tag. Mel out of the penalty box, back on the track. High Rollers locked down at the top of turn 1. Same with the Heathers, if we're going to be perfectly honest here. So Heathers have 2 jammers for this game. Well, I mean, like 2 primary jammers, but they've been jamming lots of other folks as well. And true, who needs sleep when you can watch Derby? We still have no lead jammer with a minute left in the jam. Kassassin up at the top, still trying to make something happen. Lex hit to the inside. Lex trying the inside line, but Nacho and Lily have that exquisitely covered. Coop coming in with the offense to try and break the pod up, but with those Heathers, unless it's a coordinated effort from multiple blockers at a time, it's just not going to do much to the pod. Or unless they're committed and you can knock out the brace. Smash tag coming up as well, trying to make something happen. But we've got 20 seconds left in the jam, no lead jammer, everybody's locked down. Everybody pushing real hard. 5 seconds left. And the jam is going to end with no lead jammer being declared and neither jammer able to pass their initial. Okay, coming up next on the Jam on Hawthorne Jam Line, we've got Bonnie once again putting in amazing work for the Heathers. And Harley for the High Rollers. Mayday and Nacho saying hi to some folks in the crowd. Harley out, lead jammer for the High Rollers. Bonnie also out. Oh, Harley with a cut track, not seeing the penalty at all. Is that gonna, Harley has gone a full circuit. That was a full track cut, or a full lap. So Bonnie is lead, Harley is not, since that penalty occurred, I believe, before Harley was able to exit the pack. Good job, Bonnie out. That was amazing job by Regs there to try and get in the middle of the pack and stop Bonnie from getting out. High Rollers trying hard to get a goat. Oh, beautiful job by Regs. Lateral movement, chef's kiss. Harley is back on the track, on a roll, swinging at Harley, not able to connect. Bonnie keeping the pressure on those High Roller blockers. Mayday, Coda, and Annabelle. Bonnie shaking that off only to move up to the front and get caught again. Bonnie is lead, but Harley hasn't finished an initial, so Bonnie's going to keep working as long as the Heathers, they're braced by Toddy, are able to keep Harley from finishing an initial pass. Here comes the end of the jam. There we go. 8.5 minutes left in this game, 111, 115 to 97. I feel like every game this season so far has been this close. With a little bit of an asterisk that I did miss a couple of them because of some travel. But those of you out in Streamland, I'm sure you've been watching the games. Have they all been this close? I feel like the teams are very equally matched this season. Shamrocket and Kassassin both wearing the stars. Shamrocket trying the inside, able to get around Lily. Shamrocket lead High Rollers. Kassassin taking the star off. I don't know if Kassassin is looking for the pivot or not. The pivot being, I believe, Bratmobile. Shamrocket rolled back by Lily. Shamrocket now finding Lily, Mel, and Bratmobile. With a little backup by, I believe that is Mayday. It is Mayday. Shamrocket through for 4. Kassassin still stuck on initial. There's the pass to the pivot, maybe? I saw some hands go. No, Kassassin threw on a stash. Shamrocket picking up another 4. We're down to a 10-point game between these two teams with 7 minutes on the clock. None of the Heathers games have been this close. Bratmobile is super solid, Jed. But they also haven't played with 12 players and 2 jammers. Yeah, I would say the Heathers are definitely at more of a disadvantage than they normally are. But what an amazing show up and show out for only having 12 skaters and 2 primary jammers. Like, there's not a lot of teams that could be able to hold it down as well as this and still have such a narrow score. Thank you, Mindy. Tatty, not Toddy. I feel like the last time I got a pronunciation sheet, it said Toddy. I will change what I say, and I apologize, Tatty, for all of the times that I have mispronounced your name this evening. And thank you for everybody in Streamland for helping me out with that. Bonnie Thunders and Trinity now jamming. Bonnie out lead for the Heathers. Trinity recycled just a little bit by Tatty and company. Forearm being called on Sassy, number 8. Shamrocket is having a great game, Christina. Trinity now through on initial. Bonnie asking for some offensive help. Oh, beautiful 2 Zoom Room Apex jump for Trinity. Picking up 4 for the High Rollers, bringing us within shouting distance. Only 6 points between the two teams. Bonnie going ahead and calling it off before Trinity is able to put any more points on the board. I would like to say thank you to Menopause Northwest, Portland Vital Signs, and Trailhead Credit Union. Thank you for being our sponsors. And we have a timeout being called by the Heartless Heathers. It is their last timeout. They will have an official review afterwards. I would also want to call timeouts strategically to give my teammates a chance to rest. While we have a moment, I would like to say thank you again to 187 Killer Pads. 187 Killer Pads worn by the most pros in the world. If you skate, you know why. Just under 5 minutes on the clock. And we've got Witch Slap jamming for the High Rollers. Up against Kassassin for the Heathers. Everybody taking a breathe. On a roll dancing. There's our whistle drawing the timeout to a close. We have 2 Heathers in the penalty box having a little bit of group therapy. But, you know, it's Anna and Lily on the track, which is a lot of blockers still. Jam already moving very quickly. Lily and Anna able to get Witch Slop out on the inside. Beautiful swing by Lily to force Witch to the inside once again. Nice rollback. Oh, beautiful job by Sassy. Out of the box and directly into Witch Slap's business. Witch Slap now stuck at the back of the pack. Kassassin, lead jammer for the Heathers. Witch Slap has the star cap off, and that is a 2-town-sider star pass to Brute. Pack speeds up once again. Kassassin looking to put points on the board, following Sassy through. Nice whip. And there's a multiplayer, I think maybe on, was that on Sassy? Who got the multiplayer? We'll see. We'll see who reports to the box. So far, nobody's reported to the box. And I think the Heathers that were out, oh, we've got a timeout. Kassassin going and taking a seat in the Rebel Heart Therapy penalty box. That is going to leave Lex Sanguination in a power jam. Oh, it was Kassassin with the multiplayer, probably off of that whip off of Sassy there at the end of the last jam. Lex is now in a power jam for the first 30 seconds of the jam, barring a penalty herself. Lex getting all the help from everybody, but when you've got Honor Roll, Lily Valentine, Freddie Herfury, and company, and Nacho Lucky Day down there, you need some better offense than what's happening right now. Heather's doing a great job of killing this power jam. Kassassin is standing in the box. Lex, I keep thinking with 1 to beat, but it keeps becoming 2 and 3 and then 4. Kassassin now back on the track, so Heather successfully killed that power jam. And now everybody comes to a standstill on the backstretch. No lead jammer. Mayday OG coming through, hopefully with a little bit of offensive help here against all 4 Heathers. Mayday doing her best to push the whole pack forward. There's another multiplayer being called on Mayday. Ooh, Kassassin able to get through. Swing by Grimm. Oh man, that was gorgeous. Kassassin lead jammer for the Heathers. Grimm once again, last line of defense against Kassassin. Kassassin now putting 4 on the board for the Heathers, lengthening the Heathers' small lead. Lex still hasn't completed a star or completed an initial. Lex does have the cap off. I think that was supposed to be a 2-town-sider star pass to Kid Vicious, but it was not able to be completed. Jam gets called off after the Heathers put 5 on the board. Bonnie Thunders and Shamrocket on the Jam on Hawthorne jam line once again, with a minute left in the game. It could still be anybody's game. Well, probably not now that Bonnie got lead, however. Bonnie lead jammer Heathers. Taddy finding Shamrocket up at the top of the pack. Shamrocket able to shrug it off. Bonnie now locked down behind Smash Tag, Bang, and Lady Paint-A-Corn. The crowd chanting Heathers, doing the Heathers chant. Shamrocket pushing hard, Coop coming in with the offense. Heathers resisting the offense like they have done all evening. An amazing game played by the Heathers with only 12 on the roster this evening. And there we go. Bonnie, seeing that the period clock had ended, goes ahead and calls the jam. We've got an unofficial score, 132 to 115. Heathers have clinched this win, maintaining their unbeaten streak. I'm Dr. Noms. We're going to send it down to the track here in just a few seconds for our MVPs. Thank you so much for being a part of our evening. And I hope I'll see you tomorrow night for our next home team game. Have a great evening.
Ceramics. I forgot about your amazing ceramics. They are amazing. A daredevil, your talents are incredible. They're so good. All right, who have we selected to be most valuable blocker?
Little Regulator.
Regulator! Congratulations, well deserved. Isn't it amazing? And who have we selected to be most valuable jammer? Harley! Well deserved as well. Okay, high rollers, who have we selected for, let's do most valuable jammer first.
Most valuable jammer is Bonnie.
Bonnie roaring like the Thunders. Congratulations. They'll be that much better, promise. Okay, who have we selected? Most valuable blocker.
Belle.
Belle. But we think you're so amazing also. Yay! Give it up for your MVPs. Amazing game tonight. Once again, if this was your first time here, we really hope it will not be your last time here. We hope we will get to see you again later on this season. Many more fun games to be had. We are hoping that on Monday morning, you are telling all of your coworkers, all of your besties about the amazing time you had tonight, that you get to show up and be a part of an incredible community effort. We need
Hey folks, did you know that your head is not normal? No one's is. If your helmet size is a small, but your teammate size is an extra large, wearing the same helmet shell doesn't just look kind of funny. The functionality of the EPS foam and how it disperses impact energy is compromised.
The 888 certified sweat saver comes in better shell size options than our leading competitor,
giving you the highest level of protection upon impact. Try for yourself. We've got you.